And so, speaking of worry, I'd like to tell you all about my first STD scare. So cast your minds back to 1995. It's my freshman year of college, and I'm living in a dorm with girls who walk by me after having taken a shower. And I have just gotten through with 5 years of all-boys Catholic school. I hit puberty like a year before. And there's a girl on my floor. Her name is Ellen. She's beautiful. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and she is from Connecticut. And she is exactly the type of girl that I would have a crush on, and I am so into her. But I was such a 18-year-old dude who didn't know what to do. I didn't hit on her. I didn't ask her on a date. I didn't try to hook up with her. Nothing happened. She ended up dating a guy on our floor named Paul. Now, Paul went to a very prestigious boarding school, and the thing that I remember the best about Paul is that one night he took a shit in a coffee can and baked it in our communal oven. And I am pretty sure that these days Paul is a C-something-O of a very prominent tech firm somewhere on the West Coast. Now, this was a dorm, and in dorms, the beds are bunked, and if you're on the bottom bunk, you can look up and you can see the wires and the metal that holds the other mattress up in the thing. And now, when Paul and Ellen would have sex, they would take the used condoms and put them in the metal, and they would hang down like stalactites. They called this the Bat Cave. At the end of the year, Ellen left a whole bunch of really awful messages on the communal answering machine that she had with her roommate, and Ellen's father actually called her roommate's father to apologize for her daughter's behavior. This is the girl that I had a crush on. Jump ahead! It is now junior year, and I am in a fraternity, and we are having a crush party. A crush party is a semi-formal event that is invite-only, and whom should show up to the crush party but Ellen? And she's wearing a blue sequin dress, and she's got a pack of Parliament lights stuck in her bra strap because she's classy. And she is there with her friend Dana. Dana is dating my friend Eric. Now, Dana and Eric have a very tumultuous relationship, but Dana is so convinced that Eric is smitten with her, she dares them, Eric and Ellen, to go upstairs and have sex. They call her bluff, and they go. They go upstairs. Now, what none of us in the fraternity knew, is that Ellen had a boyfriend, and we found this out on Monday after she told the boyfriend, because he came to our fraternity house, went up the flight of stairs to the third floor landing where Eric was playing GoldenEye, and he took the dozen roses that Ellen had bought for him to say sorry, and he throws them at Eric's feet and says, "I guess these are for you because you fucked my girlfriend." Eric was really shaken up about it because none of us knew. And those dozen roses stayed on the third floor landing, turning black for weeks. This is the girl I had a crush on. Jump ahead! It is now Halloween, senior year. I have graduated from fraternity parties. I am now going to college town parties. I am at a party and I am drunk. It's Halloween. I'm not sure if I'm dressed up as anything or not, but I'm wasted. I have had several beers and a 40 ounce of malt liquor. Now, when I drink 2 40 ounces of malt liquor, I black out and I pee on things. But that's another story. Actually, no, that's the story. When I drink 2 40 ounces of malt liquor, I black out and I pee on things, the end. So, this particular evening, I had only had 1 40 ounce of malt liquor, so I am the mayor of Bad Decisionville. So I see that Ellen is at this party, and we start to dance. And it is drunk party dancing where we just sort of grab each other's asses and grind on each other. And over the music, I whisper into her ear, "You're the girl I had a crush on!" And so we go back to my place. Now, we go back to my place, and she says, "Oh, I'm really sorry that we can't have sex because I'm on my period right now." And that was fine with me, because even at 21, senior year in high school, I was still the virginiest virgin of virginy virgins that was ever on earth. And so we didn't have sex, but we did other things, and there was also a fair amount of dry humping. And as I recall, she was wearing rather coarse underwear, so the next morning when I woke up, I was injured. I examined myself, and I found redness where you don't want to find redness. Now, there are a lot of things that they teach you in health class, but one of the things that they don't teach you in health class is how to bring up the state of your penis to your frat brothers. So I was just sort of like, "Hey guys, wow, it's crazy night last night. I'm hungover. Can you, you don't get like an STD like the next day, right? Like, you know, there's some pain and it's like a little hurting. You know, now you don't have to look at it. And everybody knew me. They knew I was a hypochondriac, and they're like, "Rob, you're fine." Except for Larson. Now, 2 days later, we were having a party. Larson calls me into his room during the party. Now, as I said, at this point in my life, I had had very little experience with women. At this point in his life, Larson had had way too much experience with everything. Larson cuts a line of cocaine for himself, snorts it, and says to me, "I have herpes. Incurable. I think you should go get tested." So the next day, I run to the student center. And I say to the woman, I think I have like an incurable STD for life. It was the one time that I've done this, and I'm like totally a virgin. I'm Catholic. I still go to church sometimes. And please, I don't know what happened. And if you could tell me, what happened. And she said, "So, you didn't have intercourse with her?" I said, "No." She said, "I think you're fine." And that was the frattiest thing that ever happened to me in 4 years of college. To have a medical healthcare professional actually look at me and go, "You didn't seal the deal, bro?" Well, then get out of my office, puss. I got real men to deal with. And here's the good Moth Story Slam ending. And that's when I realized that just because you have a cut on your dick, it doesn't mean you have herpes. So I've been telling that story for a little bit now, and I like that ending. But I'm thinking about like what it is that I like about telling that story, and I think it's that we were all so dumb. Everybody in that story is dumb, and that's what college is like. We all get to be dumb for a little while, because now we're adults. Can't behave that way anymore. Ellen has a PhD in astronomy, and Eric is a lawyer with 2 children, and I'm me, and I just, look back on my life with a lot of experiences where I was walking on eggshells when I didn't need to be. And when I pledged my fraternity, we used to ask them, is it going to be hard? And they would give us their stock answer, and the stock answer was this. They said, it's the best time of your life that you're never going to want to do again. And the older I get, the harder and harder it is for me to think of any time in my past where that isn't true.